Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am Adeola Adeyemi. If you're yet to subscribe, click the button and subscribe right away. You don't want to miss the amazing content I put out there about mental and emotional well-being. You can also follow my pages at talkmental.health on Instagram, Talk Mental Health on Facebook, and Talk Mental Health on Twitter. Make sure you find more information about what we do on my website at www.talkmentalhealth.org. I want to say a big thank you to everyone that watched my relocation story. Thank you for the amazing feedback you put out there, telling me how inspiring the story was for you and how challenged you are to achieve your dreams and goals, how you think it's achievable in your mind because you've actually watched the story of someone that did it. You believe that it is possible for you. And I also saw your comments where you told me to shed more light about some particular areas of the story, and that's why I'm here to shed more light and explain further about my relocation story. If you're yet to watch the first episode of the story, make sure you watch. The link is in the comment box. And if you want to hear more about my story, make sure you watch at the end, and don't forget to drop comments about how this has inspired you. See you. I'll be focusing on the importance of investing in relationships in today's video and how the relationship has actually helped me. Remember, I said that when I came into the UK, I came with my 2 ears and 1 head, this big head of mine. I'm just kidding. But I came into the UK without having any family here. Our friends, I didn't even really know anyone per se, and I've never been to the UK before. Of course, my husband has been here, but I have never been here, so it's more like a new place, a new environment for me. And I started investing in relationships that I believe would be of benefit to me. I started building my community gradually, and that's how I've been able to easily achieve some of the things that I have achieved. I know some of you have asked me questions how I was able to get a job as a consultant psychiatrist in the UK within 2 years. And you've come to me that, what did you do? Did you go through the 𝐒𝐴𝐳 pathway? How are you able to achieve it? All right, I'm going to let you know how this happened. All right. When I came into the UK and I started working, my first job was in the community, and I met with a consultant who was my supervisor and my line manager. He is from Nigeria, so it was very easy for me to connect with him. Just imagine coming from Nigeria into the UK and you're trying to settle in and adjust to the new environment. It's a huge blessing to have someone you could relate with, someone that you feel familiar with, you feel you're from the same identity, you feel you're from the same background, you could identify with him to be your boss. It just makes it easy for you to adjust. It's not as if I'm saying there are no amazing people from other tribes and other races. That I've met a lot of fantastic people, bosses that I've worked with that are from other parts of the world, But for me, because I've never had contact with another tribe before, people from other tribe before, people from other races before, people that are different from me, I just needed that soft landing. And it was so easy for me when I met with that consultant. Let's call him Dr. Wale. Dr. Wale was so nice to me. He sat me down and explained how the system is in the UK. he was so particular about the fact that he has had encounter with someone that came from Nigeria, and the person was rushed into the system. The person wasn't really supported enough, and it became very difficult for the person to continue to work in the UK. The person had to go back to Nigeria. So because of that, he didn't want me to go through it. He didn't want me to experience that. So he kept breaking it down for me into smaller bits that I could understand, because it was so different. Everything was different here than what I had experienced in Nigeria. I was trained in Nigeria. So he took his time out to explain to me how things worked here. And he was not only concerned about the academic part of it, or the career building part, or the work that I needed to do, but he was also concerned about my family life, the kind of support I'm getting, housing. He told me about how to get good schools for the kids. I needed to consider the catchment area to ensure that I have good schools for the kids. When I want to rent a house or buy a house, I should ensure that it should be where I would get good schools for my children. And then I told him about how young my kids were. I told him that I've got a 10-week-old baby and a 4-year-old toddler, and it was like, okay, don't worry, we'll get support. It was the one that called HR and asked the HR to support me, to be able to get a visa for my mom. I remember that day I got to work, I was so down because my mom's visa had been denied, and I was so down in my spirit. I didn't even tell him anything, but then he said something is wrong with me, and I just opened up to him. That's another thing, don't keep things to yourself. You have to speak, and don't just hide everything and put it in your mind. You have to just speak, and you never can tell how people may be able to help you when you ask for help. So I spoke to him about it, and I was like, how did I do it? Oh God, okay, don't worry, there's a way to go around it. He got me I think, was he a lawyer or a solicitor that could guide me through on how to apply for visitor's visa for mom. He also called the HR to support me, and I was wondering why he was so nice to me. He would sit me down and explain things to me. So I was able to get mom's visa within, I think her visa was denied, and 3 months later I reapplied and she got a visa, and since then she's been able to get a visa. Anytime I have any kind of challenge, I always go to him. Like I just literally took him like my big brother in a way, and like my mentor. So I always go to him for advice, in terms of career. So what do you think I should do? He told me, just focus on your exams, write your paper A, paper B, and CASC, and pass your exams. Okay, so I started preparing for my exams, and then I wrote paper A, paper B, and CASC. But unfortunately, he left where I used to work. That's my trust. Within 5 or 6 months that I started working there. But then I never stopped contacting him. I have his mobile. I never stopped reaching out to him. Anytime, I have major challenge, I always go to him. And when I passed my exam, even though he was no longer here in the trust, I told him about it. Even when I failed paper B, I still spoke to him. See, I failed paper B, and he said, try again. He will ring me, he will call me. When I was preparing for CASC, I called him that I'm preparing for CASC. He had sessions with me. He took his time out to teach me some things. Even though I only knew him, like we only met and worked together for about just 4 months. So, but then I continued to invest in the relationship. I would check on him. I would greet him. We are very busy in UK, but I would always check on him. And when I was about to write CASC, like I said, Dr. Wale helped me, taught me so many things about communication, about how to ask questions. And then I wrote CASC and passed. Immediately I passed CASC, of course, what do you expect? I ran to Dr. Wale to tell him that I've passed, though, and he was like, yes, you did it, congratulations. And a few days after, he told me that, do you want a job with my trust? And I'm like, yes, I want a job with your trust. The normal thing is for you to, or the normal process that I am familiar with, you know, that I understand, that is clear in my head, is for you to get a job as a middle grade doctor when you are done with NTI. That's how people did it. Or when you've passed CASC and you just apply for higher training. That's ST4, ST5 and ST6. That is what I am used to. That is what I know. I never knew that it was possible to get a job as a locum consultant. But then he told me that what I'm looking forward for you to, what I'm looking for you to get is a job as a consultant. I'm like, eh? How? Where? How do I do it? Hey. I said, are you sure you'll be able to do it? He said, yes, I will do it. In my head, I'm like, how will I do it? Jesus by me. How will I do it? How will I do the job? Hey, consultant job in the UK. I've only just done junior doctor work. How will I do consultant? How will I just move from junior doctor? I did not even do senior doctor. But then I said I would do it. Then so I spoke with, I applied for the job, I did the interview, and I was called that I did well at the interview. I had to go back and ask, please, why did you choose me? Because it was unbelievable. I'm like, why did you choose me? Why did I pass the interview? Go and sit doubting Thomas. I'm like, how? Because I was not the only one that did the interview. I'm sure other people perhaps had experiences. They had, I've never worked as a consultant before, per se, with organizations or with hospitals. I only did my fellowship in Nigeria in October, and after I was done, I came to the UK and I started working as a junior doctor. So I've not really worked as a consultant. Yes, I've worked as a senior resident doctor where I had junior doctors with me, but I have not worked as a consultant. This is my first job as a consultant, and I got it. And as usual, the doubt started. I started doubting myself. Can I do it? Can I do it? Are you sure I'm going to? I just want to do my start grade or middle grade job. Hey, but I met another lovely boss of mine, a manager that I worked with. I worked with Dr. Wale for 6 months. Then I moved to another job in the old age that I worked in the old age for like a year. And I met, let's say, Dr. What do I call her? Okay, let me call her Dr. Ruth. Dr. Ruth. She's a female doctor, a consultant in old age psychiatry. And she's not from Nigeria. She's from India, I suppose. And she's so nice to me. She's so nice to me. Up until now, I still have a contact. We talk, we chat. She tells me, oh, Adeola, you're gorgeous. Adeola, you're brilliant. Adeola, you're... So when I told her I got the consult, I said, yes, good. I knew it. You're so talented. You're so... Even me, I did not see myself like that. So the way they are just formulating and, trying to... But apparently sometimes when you have some good traits, just because of the way our mind operates, you may not see those good traits in you. You may not see it as much as how outsiders would say it. They call it our hidden area. Some strengths you got, you may not know. And you start to belittle yourself, you start to doubt yourself. This is what happened to me because, two people can't be lying now. Dr. Wale said, oh, I believe you can do this. And Dr. Ruth also said, yes, you're very talented. You're a brilliant chap. You can do it. I knew it. I knew you were going to places. And I worked with her for a year. And we have a very good relationship. You see? I always go to her. I always, talk to her like I'm speaking to my older sister. I always seek advice from her. She'll put me through. So you see, it's not even about where, connecting with someone that I'm familiar with, someone that is from maybe my country like Nigeria. I've met people from other parts of the world that have been fantastic. Just that some other people, because of their personality, we may not really gel like that. So and that's fine. We have different people with different personalities, and you may not really connect with them, and that's okay. So that's it. And that's how I got the job. I got references from these people. I was going to get reference from another person. The person said, oh, I don't think you can work as a consultant. I said, okay, 2 is better than 2 people said yes to me. 1 person said no to me. And that's okay. At least 2 is greater than 1. So fine. If you're not going to give me the reference, no worries. I will, because I will do the job. And that's it. That's how I got the job. Yes, I doubted myself. My husband will always go back, tell me that, why you belittling yourself? My husband, told me you can do it, you can do it. It took a while for me to, believe, yes, you can do it, Perhaps it would have been easier for me to just stroll into getting a consultant role in Nigeria, because it's understandable. I've trained, and it's something that it's the normal route. So it's easier for me for my mind to accept it. But because in the UK, I have never seen such before. I've always seen people move from maybe MTI program into a staff grade role or middle grade role or higher training, and then you get a consultant role. Moving from a junior doctor and an MTI role and crossing over to a consultant role sounds different, sounds like it's different. It's not something that I've seen before. So it took a while for my mind to process it and accept it. And I did accept that. And I have been working as a consultant for a while now. And it's been pretty amazing. I never knew I could do what I do now. I am able to do so many things. The truth is that you will never know what you have inside of you except you try. Yes, there will be mistakes, but it is a learning experience for you. You just learn from it and you move on. You get new ideas, you get better understanding, and the more you continue to practice and practice, you get better at it. Going back to what I've said, relationships. I wouldn't have landed that job if I had felt cocky, pompous, and I'm not going to speak to Dr. Wale, it's just work. Anything that aside work, there's nothing. No. If I've not had good relationship with Dr. Rose, what's she feeling like? She's just, she's a consultant. I'm a consultant from my country as well. But I humbled myself, I humbled myself to be able to learn from these people. And after I did, I was able to land that role. And I am so grateful I did, because it has birthed a new me. It has brought so many great things, great ideas, innovations from my mind that I never thought I would be able to do. There's no way I would have done that if I'd just gone through the normal route everybody goes through. I know this is God at work in my life, but my mindset was prepared to receive the blessings that God has for me. So that's the part of story. You people that have been asking me, how did you get it? How did you get the job? And all, that's it. The relationship I invested in, the relationship I cultivated, the community I built, that was how I was able to get the job. And that's how I've been able to advance in my career, and how my kids also have been able to make friends. And it appears that I've been able to balance my life. I have good work-life balance. It's just because I invested in relationships. Some things would not be easy. Sometimes it takes sacrifices. You go extra mile to attend birthdays. You go extra mile to go to parties. Times that you're supposed to rest, you want to, visit people, because you have to sow those seeds. You need it, especially in this community, in this London of ours where everybody is always busy. You have to go extra mile to invest in relationships. Relationship is that currency you need that will take you to the new level or the next level of your life. Never ever joke with it. And don't wait. Some people will wait till they need help before they start looking for friends. It's not going to work. You have to be intentional about relationships right from when you don't need them. You have to be able to go out and invest in people, not because you want to get from them. Sow that seed first, and that's when you can reap bountifully. All right, so that will be all for this session. This video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this inspires you more. Please leave your feedback, your comments in the comment box. Let me know how this has inspired you, and also subscribe to my YouTube channel and like this video, share with your friends. If you have any questions, I'm more than happy to help. This is what I'm passionate about. I want you to, be able to achieve your dreams. I want you to build mental resilience. I want you to be able to live a fulfilled life and enjoy life to the maximum. Okay, so make sure you follow all my platforms on the social media. Follow me on all my social media platforms at talkmental.health on Instagram, Talk Mental Health on Facebook. Follow me on LinkedIn, Dr. Adeola Adeyemi, and don't forget to be intentional about your mental health. Bye.